Hey everybody, it's Joyce Halstead with Home with the Halsteads. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be making some brown rice, and it only calls for 3 ingredients. Imagine that. It's also in my cookbook, the recipe. It's on page 151, and because it has only 3 ingredients, I know it by heart, and I'm just going to put my cookbook right over here where I keep it. And I'm going to tell you how we're going to make this brown rice. I'm using 1 stick or 1/2 cup of butter, and we'll melt that. And I'm going to remind you of the tip that I gave you long time ago of how to melt butter without splattering it in your microwave. I'll be using 1 cup of original long grain rice, and I'm just making a small amount today. And then I'm using a 10.5 ounce can of beef consomme. Now, you can double this recipe, you can triple it, you can quadruple it, you can make as much or as little as you want to. I only need a small amount today, so I'm going to make a small amount of brown rice. This is one of our granddaughter Taylor Kate's favorite foods. It's a wonderful side dish. She told me that she had company during the holidays, and she made this brown rice, and she said it was a big hit, and I'm so happy that it worked out for her. Young cooks sometimes struggle. I remember those days. I remember the first guest that we ever served in our house, in our first home, and y'all, I was so nervous. I didn't know what to cook. I didn't know how to cook. I just did the best that I could. So I understand that young cooks are learning, and I'm so happy that they want to learn, and it's our responsibility to help to teach them. So I have a lot of simple recipes in my cookbook that would make a wonderful wedding gift, or just a gift to give someone who is learning to cook. And of course, it's wonderful for seasoned cooks too. I'm always looking for new recipes and recipe books myself. So let's get started. Let's make this brown rice. Today for our brown rice, because I'm making a small amount, I'm just using this little Pyrex dish that I have here. You could use a 9x9 baking dish. That would be fine. Just a clear Pyrex dish if you wanted to use that, but any kind of baking dish that you can use in your oven is fine. And we don't need to spray this because we're going to be using a good bit of butter in the recipe. So the first thing that we want to do is to melt our butter. And remember, I told you that I'm going to share with you the tip about how to melt butter without splattering it in your microwave. So I'm just going to place this stick of butter with this side down where it closes. I'm just going to place that right there, and I'm going to stick it in the microwave for 1 minute. So I'm just placing it in the microwave, and I'm going to melt it for 1 minute. I've measured out 1 cup of long grain rice, and that's what I'll be using. And then I'm going to use 1 can of beef consomme. This is a 10.5 ounce can. I have what we call a bottle opener, can opener right here. This is old. You can tell that it is. In fact, I don't use it. I don't use this part of it. That's how you used to open a can. You just put it on there like that and twist it. But I don't use that anymore. My hands aren't strong enough to use that. But I do use this part. And some of you will remember, and you may still call it this, but these are also called church keys. That's an old term for a can opener or a bottle opener, a church key. So our butter is almost melted. Let me check it. Okay, here we go. I don't have any splatter in my microwave. I'm just going to lift this out very carefully. It's kind of hot. Shake that off just like that. And there you have it. Butter melted with no mess. Some of you might have a special container that you use. Some of you might put it in a cup. You might have other ideas, so you could share that with us as well. So now I'm just going to sprinkle my rice in the butter. I'm not going to stir this. I'm just going to kind of sprinkle it evenly. I have preheated our oven to, I'm going to spread it out. I preheated our oven to 350 degrees, and we will bake this covered for 1 hour. Now, let's use this church key and open our beef consomme. Let's see if I can do this. There you go, just like that. Okay, so now I'm just pouring the beef consomme. And some of you might say that that's a little richer than I like it. So just don't use as much butter, but we like a lot. So that's it. Now, I have a small piece of foil here that I'm going to cover it with. And you want to cover it tightly. And that's it. It's ready to go in the oven, and in 1 hour we will have brown rice that's ready to serve. Okay, it's been an hour and our rice is done. I loosened it so that I can carefully take the foil off and let you look at it without getting burned. So I'm just going to lift this off. If I can't look at that. Oh my goodness, how delicious does that look? Brown rice in 1 hour plus about less than 5 minutes to put it together. So there you have it again, brown rice. It is going to be so delicious. I wanted to suggest to you some things that you can serve this with. Basically, you can serve it with just about anything. Any kind of meat, and add another vegetable, but I love it with steamed broccoli. I love it with salmon, whether it be grilled or baked or broiled in the oven. It's good with fried chicken. It's good with pork chops. It's good with pork loin. It's good with barbecue. It's just such a wonderful, easy side dish. Thank you for joining me in my kitchen today. Thank you for always supporting me, sharing our videos. If you think about it and can flip over to our home page, if you haven't liked our page, if you'll like our page, I would appreciate that. So have a blessed day, and I'll be back really, really soon.